We live on a human-dominated planet. Concrete grids, towering skyscrapers, and artificial lights cover the continents. But if you were to compress the entire 4.5 billion year history of Earth into a single 24-hour day, anatomically modern humans would only appear in the final 3 seconds before midnight. For 99.9% of Earth's existence, humanity was completely absent. So, when there were no humans to witness it, what bizarre creatures ruled the world, and what came first? Our journey begins 4.5 billion years ago. The early Earth was a hellish, unrecognizable sphere of molten rock and glowing magma, violently bombarded by asteroids beneath a toxic, oxygen-starved sky. There was absolutely no life here. But as the turbulent planet slowly cooled over hundreds of millions of years, water vapor condensed in the thick atmosphere. Torrential rains fell for centuries, forming the first global oceans. It is deep within these dark, superheated, mineral-rich hydrothermal vents that the first spark of biology ignited. Around 3.8 billion years ago, the very first organisms appeared. They were microscopic, single-celled bacteria, completely invisible to the naked eye, yet possessing the sheer biological resilience to survive in a violent, anoxic world. For over a billion years, single-celled microbes held an absolute monopoly on life. But around 2.7 billion years ago, a microscopic revolution changed the planet forever. A group of organisms called cyanobacteria developed a biological superpower: photosynthesis. By drinking in sunlight and carbon dioxide, these microscopic architects began producing a toxic waste product that would alter the course of planetary history. That byproduct was pure molecular oxygen. Slowly, this oxygen rusted the oceans, bound with dissolved iron, and finally saturated the skies, painting the ancient atmosphere blue and laying the critical chemical foundation for complex life. Fast forward to 600 million years ago, entering the Ediacaran period. The oceans finally hosted multicellular life, but not as you might recognize it today. The seafloor was carpeted in thick, leathery microbial mats, inhabited by soft, fractal-shaped entities resembling quilted pillows and ribbed discs. Creatures like Dickinsonia grew up to a meter wide, lying completely motionless, blindly absorbing nutrients through their skin in a peaceful, predator-free world. But peace in nature rarely lasts. Roughly 538 million years ago, a biological arms race triggered what scientists call the Cambrian Explosion. The evolutionary invention of the mouth, the eye, and the armored shell transformed the quiet seafloor into a theater of war. Suddenly, the oceans teemed with heavily armored arthropods called trilobites, fleeing from apex predators like Anomalocaris, a terrifying sea monster with grasping appendages and a circular, tooth-lined maw. Evolution was experimenting wildly, building the skeletal blueprints for nearly every animal group alive today. As time marched on, life relentlessly pushed its boundaries. By 375 million years ago, the oceans were dominated by massive, heavily armored fish. A desperate need to escape aquatic predators and find new resources drove creatures like Tiktaalik, a bizarre fish with primitive, weight-bearing limbs, to literally drag itself out of the water and onto the muddy shores. It was the first breath of terrestrial conquest. Soon after, massive rainforests of giant ferns blanketed the continents. Oxygen levels surged to unprecedented heights, fueling an era of giant arthropods. Millipedes the size of crocodiles and dragonflies with the wingspans of eagles ruled the dense, humid skies of the Carboniferous period. This paved the way for the age of the synapsids, the distant, early ancestors of mammals, featuring colossal sail-backed predators like Dimetrodon. But an apocalyptic series of volcanic eruptions known as the Great Dying wiped out 96% of marine species, nearly sterilizing the planet. From those ashes arose the most famous dynasty in Earth's history, the Mesozoic era, the age of the dinosaurs. For over 150 million years, towering sauropods and fearsome theropods reigned supreme, while the earliest true mammals, tiny, shrew-like creatures, hid in the nocturnal shadows, simply trying to survive. It took a 6-mile-wide asteroid slamming into the Gulf of Mexico, obliterating the dinosaurs, to finally clear the stage. Only then, 66 million years ago, did the survivors emerge from the dark. Mammals rapidly inherited the Earth, evolving into gigantic sloths, woolly mammoths, and eventually, the agile primates swinging through the dense canopies of Africa. Life on Earth is an unending cycle of catastrophic destruction and miraculous rebirth. The planet did not need humanity to flourish, and the fossil record proves that life will relentlessly adapt, evolve, and endure long after any single species is gone. Looking back at the bizarre monsters that once ruled our world, the deepest mystery is no longer just what came before,